Attention shoppers. Tonight on The Checkout, Kirsten does a clinical trial on clinical trials in the beauty industry. Craig asks what happens if your new car turns out to be a lemon or a donkey. Plus KFC and LG get an FU on the tube.
Industry makes a lot of incredible claims.
Strengthens skin's moisture barrier by 54%.
Fake lashes appear longer, fuller, and healthier.
Help protect skin's DNA.
Double skin's natural collagen building power.
In that they seem anything but credible. And yet, apparently, all of these things are
Clinically proven results.
It's clinically proven.
Clinically proven to make you grow taller by 2 to 6 inches naturally.
clinically proven to make you grow 2 to 6 inches? It's a miracle!
I trust science, not miracles.
Cool story, Andy. But you also trusted Hugh Grant. So let's talk about the science. It's time for a clinical test of clinical tests. This is Brian Schmidt. He's a scientist.
Actually, I'm a physicist. We don't normally use Bunsen burners.
In 2011, Brian won something sciencey.
You know, that's the 2011 Nobel Prize in Physics.
Well done. But Andy won the 2008 Zimbio 9th Sexiest Woman Over 50 award. So you probably need one of those too. That's better. So, Brian, what's your scientific opinion of these clinical tests?
Well, rigorous testing requires a precise double-blind trial. Self-assessments, self-evaluations, and asking what people think about how they look, well, they're just surveys.
Clinical surveys, though.
It doesn't matter where you do it, it's not a proper test.
This one is. Says so.
That's not how we do science.
Yes, very curious.
I got a good vibe there's life on Mars.
I do so.
What do you think, Dr. Williams? Well, that's proven. Good work, team.
Man is the most...
Some claims sound quite Hey, what are you doing?
I'm measuring the expansion rate of the universe.
No, you're on TV now, mate. Play with this. Great visual. Some claims sound quite sciencey, though. 18% smoother. 54% less smile lines. 96% more firmness. 85% are less dull. Is that science, Brian? Am I less dull? Am I?
The problem is, without knowing whether a trial followed sound scientific principles and procedures, we can't tell if it's credible or not.
I wish it was a cream that made you less dull.
I'm just saying you need to understand the test.
Oh, like in the olden days.
It's just radioactive enough to register on a Geiger counter. The Geiger counter proved that Dorothy Gray Stellon Cold Cream cleanses up to 2.5 times more thoroughly.
Yeah, like that.
Can it not be radioactive?
You kids today are soft.
The point is, without knowing... without knowing how a test is conducted...
This is clinically proven to make your face 93% more facial in 3 days.
It's impossible to know if you can trust it.
We asked each of these companies to tell us how they did their clinical trial. Can I see that for a second?
Sure, I'll just get you a copy. Test!
And they weren't real keen on sharing it with us. Some told us their tests were company secrets.
Please be reassured that our clinical tests allow the claims to be substantiated. However, the details of these tests are commercially sensitive information and cannot be disclosed.
And
we won't be able to provide you any further information. A company-guided secret.
And is that how science works?
I have discovered the relationship between mass and energy.
Fantastic. How does it work?
That is a secret. But please be assured, it is an excellent formula.
Good enough for us.
In contrast, Elizabeth Arden were very forthcoming that these claims were based on tests sponsored by them and
conducted by AMA Laboratories.
But they were less forthcoming about AMA Lab's promise of
a unique blend of scientific research and marketing.
Are those things supposed to be blended?
I've got it! Gravity. That must be the real...
Great idea! Yes, all right, now I want to get a tie-in with Apple Mac and let's do a social media campaign, yeah? Build some buzz. Hashtag laws of promotion. Yeah? Good one, Isaac.
In any case, AMA Labs aren't that unique. There's a whole bunch of these claim substantiation outfits, such as Q-Test Systems.
We can tailor the study to fit your product specifics and brand goals.
And ACR.
We substantiate any claim that a cosmetic states as a benefit to the consumer by providing the clinical testing and reports for these companies that then makes these words a fact.
And RCTS.
Understanding the sponsor's goals is paramount to ensuring a successful clinical trial.
But not everyone's as upfront as Elizabeth Arden about their methods. When we asked L'Oreal about their testing, they felt
it's not in our best interest to provide this detailed information unless it will be taken seriously and broadcast in an unbiased and informative light.
I guess L'Oreal doesn't think
you're worth it. Well, shame on us for not taking L'Oreal's rigorous testing seriously when they've previously used such respected testers as Spin Control Laboratories.
Your claims, our solution.
Who did a fine job clinically proving that peachy pink tights infused with green tea, coffee beans and peaches used anti-cellulite and fat-burning technology to assist in weight loss.
Oh, money spinner. Later, weak boy. Right, let's do lunch, yeah?
Oh, look, Spin Control can clinically prove whatever they like. No one's going to take the idea of stockings that make you lose weight seriously.
Now come the stockings that actually help you lose weight off your legs, thighs and hips.
Throw away the fad diets, there's no need to exercise.
That's all been clinically proven.
But Spin Control are reliable in one respect. They very reliably shine a light on their own industry.
A typical study involves 30 people, but that's all you need. If you think about it, the smaller the number of people tested, the more the product is proved effective if there is a measurable change.
Using a sample size of 1, I have shown that wearing blue cardigans gives you 4 arms.
True! So, some claims are meaningless, some claims are self-assessed, some claims are mysteriously sourced, and some claims involve small sample sizes. But these companies are using real technology like HD photography and chromometers, which produce real measurements. They can't just make up the results, can they?
No, but they can utilize some spin control.
They are more likely to say reduced wrinkles in 95% of women tested than reduces wrinkles by 5%, for example. They tell the story to their advantage.
In other words, it did almost nothing for lots of people. Well, I guess there was something in that Today Tonight report that was accurate.
You can prove anything with a clinical trial if you really want to.
Challenge accepted. So we created our own unique beauty product by mixing $2.99 Woolworths home brand Sorbeline cream with a dash of Banana Boat aloe vera after sun spray. Then we gave it a cosmeticsy name, Rejuvelize. And we sent it off to ACR. Remember those guys?
We substantiate any claim that a cosmetic states as a benefit to the consumer by providing the clinical testing and reports for these companies that then makes these words a fact.
So we asked for some fact words based on
clinical studies to support firming, smoothing and anti-wrinkle claims.
And for a fee, they were only too happy to provide them. They offered lots of different testing services employing lots of different methods. We chose
a 3-week user trial in 100 healthy male and female panellists.
And we don't doubt they ran that trial very professionally. It was as rigorous and accurate as you could expect from an online questionnaire about free samples used at home. They told us if only 51 out of 100 people gave us a positive response, our claims would be validated. And boy, did we clear that bar.
My forehead appears more lifted, 92%. Other people observe I look more youthful, 98%. I feel my smile lines are smoother and more toned, 93%. I notice a reduction in the looks of lines and wrinkles, 98%. My skin feels more youthful, 100%.
Rejuvelize. And their conclusion?
80% or more of users agreed or strongly agreed that the test article improved the quality, firmness and smoothness of their skin, and their skin looked younger and healthier.
If you want to flog a beauty product, that sounds a lot better than works like Sorbeline. Well, what do you know, Brian? Turns out you don't need any of this to make science You just need this.
I quit.
Streets. As a lover of milky iced confections and the occasional flutter, I've always been a fan of your Paddle Pop Liquor Prize competition. So you can imagine my excitement about your latest promotion. Every stick wins. How generous of the Paddle Pop Lion to issue 66 million guaranteed winning sticks. So I bought myself a multi-pack, undid my belt, and prepared to lick my way to multi-victory. And I did win instantly.
You are a winner.
Of a random collection of numbers and letters.
F33P8B.
Paddle after sorry pop, the same bloody thing. I guess that's what happens when a guy in a lion suit is at the keyboard. But then I realised I had to go online to redeem my instant prize. And let me tell you, instant it isn't. First, I had to enter the code. Then I had to register for an adventure card and agree to Paddle Pop using my personal information for marketing indefinitely, which is more like an adventure. Finally, a unicorn wizard appeared to tell me the prize was an augmented reality unlock code for Magilica Online Games. Magilli what now? Turns out it's some sort of wuss world where the Paddle Pop Lion and his sorcerer mates practice digital witchcraft like a poor man's Harry Potter.
Together, we can defeat the darkness!
And to play that instant prize, all I had to do was instantly acknowledge that Paddle Pop will not take any responsibility for any viruses or malware that I might get by downloading a Magilica Liquor Prize game, which frankly sounds like an instant way to catch computer raids. And as for the Magilica app, no wonder it has mostly 1-star ratings when the aim of the game is to help a depressed duckling outrun a cloud of bad memories until it slams into a brick wall and dies. Congratulations, Paddle Pop. You've now made winning more disappointing than losing was in the old days, when all you got was a second chance straw and a gob full of splinters. Please find enclosed my non-winning paddle. I think you know where you can pop it. Instantly. Margie, Rockhampton.
If free samples were free trials.
Free?
Hi, free sample?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, great. I'll just need your credit card. Oh, your credit card. It's a little rectangle.
Oh, no, I know what a credit card is. I just thought it was free.
Oh, it is.
Oh, okay.
So I just need your credit card.
Why?
Oh, it's just easier to have it on hand in case you decide to buy a whole tub.
Right, but I mean, I haven't decided yet. That's what this is about.
It's just easier this way.
Is it though?
Sure. So if you decide not to go through with the purchase, you can just cancel the order.
Why don't I just place the order when I decide to go through with the purchase?
This is easier.
You do keep saying that. Okay, yep, fine. There's that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Can I have your postcode?
You don't need my postcode.
I'd really like your postcode.
I'm just going to make it up.
That's fine.
Okay, it's 6 million.
Oh, that is too many digits.
Can I just please have some yogurt? Okay.
Ah!
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Thanks very much.
Waiting that you're agreeing to receive a whole bunch of promotional stuff from our
Oh my, what?
Oh, I was just saying, you agreed to receive a bunch of ads from us.
Yeah, you know what? No, I've tried that. And I think I will cancel that order. Thank you.
You can't.
Why?
Because you haven't finished the trial.
Okay, do you know what? I am going to finish this trial, and the second I do, I'm cancelling this order.
Okay, sir, have a really nice day.
Ooh. Did I cancel that yogurt thing? Pretty sure I cancelled that yogurt thing. Yeah. Thanks.
There's nothing like the feeling of buying a new car.
reality can be very different.
I'm Ashton Wood, and when I bought a Jeep, this is what happened. The fuel line fell off, the climate controls broke, the turbo failed, the bash plate fell off.
The coolant leaked inside the vehicle. The windscreen wipers turned on intermittently. The car wouldn't start. The seatbelt tensioner broke. The coolant leaked again. The starter motor got a fault. The car wouldn't drive faster than 10 kilometres per hour.
So what can you do if the car you bought has a fault?
Or 21 faults.
The Australian Consumer Law applies to all new and used vehicles bought through dealerships.
What about cars bought at a private sale or auction?
No.
Sold!
So just like any product that we talk about on this show, a car bought through a dealer has to be...
I know. Of acceptable quality, free from defect, fit for purpose, and last for a reasonable amount of time.
Do you want my job? Is that what you want?
The ABC?
But if your car is not of acceptable quality, then your dealer can't say to you...
That part isn't covered.
The whole car is covered.
You should have bought an extended warranty.
They don't matter.
You needed to get it serviced with us every 6 months.
You can get it serviced anywhere.
You should have checked for problems when you bought it.
Getting a used car checked out by an expert before you buy it can avoid hassle, but you're not expected to find hidden defects.
This car you sold me gets terrible horsepower.
Yeah, but it's got great mileage.
If your car has a minor problem, then the dealer's required to fix it within a reasonable time. But if it has a major failure, then you're entitled to a replacement or a refund. What is a major failure? It's a problem so significant that a reasonable consumer wouldn't have purchased the car had they known about it. That might mean that the car is unfit for its normal purpose, unsafe, or significantly different from the description or demonstration model.
You said it had Bluetooth.
No, I said it had a tooth. It's more of a yellow.
But getting a refund or replacement car isn't always that straightforward.
The wipers activated when you turn corners. The starter motor became faulty again. And the turbo broke again.
Now you'd think that when a car's got that many flaws, it adds up to a major failure. So, did you get your money back?
Nope.
They said they'd fix most of the problems. So instead of a new car, they offered me a new battery.
As well as asking Ashton to stop being mean about Jeep on Facebook and publish an apology in the Australian Financial Review, which was such a great idea, we thought we'd help him out with it.
Dear Jeep, I'm sorry. I'm sorry my Jeep broke down before it even left the dealership. I'm sorry it had 21 problems. I'm sorry it had to be towed 4 times. I'm sorry I wasn't more grateful for your offer of a new battery. I'm sorry you wouldn't offer me a replacement or refund. But most of all, I'm sorry I bought a Jeep.
Which the AFR unfortunately refused to publish. I just hope that someone will play our new Jeep TV ad.
You think that if I put the bloody key into the bloody keyhole and turned it, then it would become
Hey,
sort of moving
what's happened to the Robinsons?
rather than what it is?
They bought a Jeep.
9-ton boulder with the wheels, and here I am standing in the...
But Ashton is not the only car buyer who struggled to get manufacturers to acknowledge major failures.
I've had over 20 issues with my Holden since I purchased it in 2011, and they still refuse to refund or replace the car, or even acknowledge many of the faults.
I brought a Volkswagen Polo in 2012, and despite several attempts to get it fixed, my car keeps on leaking. Instead of a new car smell, I have a damp car stench.
And even if you do finally get a refund, some manufacturers make you sign a gag order so that you won't speak to the media about it. And sometimes even sell the cars on to some other sucker. Which is why Ashton and his friends have set up an organisation to argue for lemon laws in Australia, like they have in America. These laws set out how many attempts a company gets to repair a fault, or how long a car can be off the road before it's deemed a lemon. Working out how many issues it takes to make a major failure can be difficult, but it's not up to the dealer to decide. If you wouldn't have bought the car but for all the problems, no offence, hey, then you should ask for a refund or a replacement. But if you can't get a refund, then you should contact your state fair trading body. And if that doesn't work, then Ashton has another idea for you.
I hereby sentence my Jeep to total destruction.
Kill it! Rip it apart! Rip it apart! Come on!
Although this approach may not necessarily fix your car.
Grunt ropes. Be safe. Do it with Grunt.
Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough.
Not suitable for climbing. Grunt multi-purpose rope. Just not the purpose on our picture.
Hello and welcome back to FUTube, the complaint segment that's been clinically proven to boost FU levels for unhappy customers. This series, our first FU, is for KFC, and it's from Darren. When Darren saw his KFC receipt,
I found this. Free chips and drink with 2 big exclamation points.
He was excited. To get the free chips and drink, all Darren had to do was go online and fill out a survey that shows KFC has more questions than secret herbs and spices. But Darren reckons the offer's not so good because...
That said, but I've got to buy food to receive my free food. That's not very free, KFC.
Well, I suppose they're still technically free, Darren, but making customers pay extra for a free reward when they take the time to give feedback that you say you value, well, KFC, that is pretty French Connection UK. Especially when you're collecting information about their IP address, browser, system settings and other personal information. So beware of KFC's cookies. And of course the chicken. And their special offers, because the PR machine at KFC know that the meaning of free chips is really a matter of perspective. From KFC to LG now, and their FU comes from Jenna, whose LG front-loader washing machine was rusted around the detergent drawer after just 18 months.
The machine cost me almost $1,700 and I would like to think that it would last more than 18 months before I had issues with the rust.
Fair enough. A product is not of acceptable quality unless it's reasonably durable. But the washing machine still worked, so...
I can blow it up if you want. DestroyMyWashingMachine.com.
It wasn't a total lemon, but even though the rust happened inside the 24-month warranty for parts, not to mention the 3-year extended warranty that Jenna had paid $150 for, LG refused to fix it.
They keep telling me that it is my fault that it has rusted, as I must have been adding too much soap to the machine, causing it to oversud.
Now, Jenna knew that that was wrong, but the manufacturer warranty says the only opinion that matters is LG's. They can use their opinions to deny your claim in situations like use other than in accordance with the operating instructions and misuse, amongst other things.
Yeah, there's your problem. Act of God. The God of burst supply hoses.
Unlike the manufacturer warranty, consumer law guarantees depend on facts, not a company's opinion. Minor failures do have to be remedied, but the customer doesn't get to decide how. It's the supplier's choice whether to repair, replace, or to give a partial or full refund. But it must be done in a reasonable time. Mind you, the guarantee of reasonable durability still doesn't cover abnormal use. So what happened with Jenna's washing machine? Well, happily, she says life's good again.
So good news to report, they finally replaced my machine. Took about 20 phone calls, but I have a new machine.
And it seems like LG's initial responses might just have been washing machine spin. Because even though they repeatedly said that the rust was Jenna's fault and refused to fix it, in the end, Jenna got a brand new washing machine because, according to LG's paperwork, the replacement part was not available. And quite right too, because the availability of spare parts and repair facilities is another consumer guarantee. It just goes to show, it's not always necessary to take extreme measures,
which are great fun,
but it's not only products that need to be reasonably durable. To get the right outcome, as consumers, we need to be reasonably durable too. Now to Fantastic Furniture, and Jeff reckons their lowest price guarantee is a bit of a fantasy.
On their website, they clearly show that they'll beat any lower price by 20%.
Jeff thought he was sitting pretty with this price comparison.
No, they wouldn't have a bar of it, unfortunately. It has to be identical.
So even though they seem to be the same stool, the Super Amart one has a different name, so Fantastic Furniture refused to price match.
Nobody else has the exact same piece of furniture, so how can they price beat it?
Good question, Jeff.
What would be the point of having a price guarantee if no one else in the world can possibly have the same furniture as you?
Not so good question, Jeff.
As we've seen before in the checkout, in many cases, that's exactly the point of them.
So if you're shopping at a store that offers a lowest price guarantee, don't assume their prices are actually the lowest. And be thankful that the Wild West of Australian retailing is being patrolled by this guy. And you too, Jeff. Thanks for watching tonight. Until next week, F you and good night.